Hey guys, welcome to Solaris Nights, Wave 2, Episode 3. I am joined by KainDamael, who will be playing Kyle Morgan. Kain, I understand that you are dressing as your character, as a wealthy patronage businessman.
Yeah, I thought it'd be a nice little touch to add that little bit more to the show.
Well, what can you tell us about yourself, your experiences with Battletech and streaming, and your character? For some reason, I'm holding up 3 fingers, even though I said 4 things.
This is the first place that somebody will find me streaming at all. I have a long simmering love with the Battletech universe. I've done a little bit of the tabletop, not too much, but I have spent. I'm making sure that I have beat every single Battletech related game. I have a soft spot for big stompy robots. Well, especially this flavor.
Now's the time to set yourself apart and anger 90% of people and make 10% of people happy. Which Battletech game is your favorite?
Ooh.
Just know, no matter what you choose, most people will be upset.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I have a soft spot for Mech Warrior 2 because that was my intro to the whole genre.
Wow, Mech Warrior 2. Listen, I expected a lot of answers. That was not on the list. Yeah.
It's I really enjoy so many of the games, but that one was the one that brought me to Battletech, so it's got a soft spot for me.
Yeah, I did bring most people to Battletech. I mean, there were the games before Mech Warrior, like Chris and Hawk Irregulars, but Mech Warrior 2 is pretty much the one where people were like, oh, this is what giant robots are about. Wow, I think you managed to sidestep a landmine there instead of saying something like Mech Warrior 3 or Mech Commander 2. What can you tell us about Kyle Morgan?
Kyle Morgan is the youngest son of a titled businessman who is one of the senior administrators at Ronin Arms Incorporated in the Free Worlds League. And as the youngest son, he knows that he's not in line for anything particularly interesting other than to be a good sibling. So to set himself apart, he, from a young age, has developed a little bit of an adrenaline junkie streak. And as a fan of the work in the factories of his home world and a fan of the games, he decided that to travel to Solaris under the pretense of just being there to diversify the portfolio, but really he just wants to take his family's tech out and have a thrill.
Well, you've come to the right place. We'll do the Solaris Nights. Well, do you have any other questions before we get started?
I do not.
Then we'll do the Solaris Nights intro, and then we'll be back with Kyle and the artist formerly known as Little Drac. Alright, that's gonna run for 30 seconds. So
this is Solaris Nights with your host, the artist formerly known as Lil Drac. Solaris Nights. Produced by Donegal Broadcasting Corporation, the most trusted news in the living Commonwealth.
Alright, some of the other people were nervous around this time, but you seem like you've got it together. Okay. So I actually lied. We don't start with the artist formerly known as Little Drac. We start with Kyle Morgan. You find in the barracks provided to you by the stable, Apex Dragons, that there is a package sitting on your bed addressed to you.
Oh, I will open it.
Inside is a small tumbler with the ingredients needed to make a drink known as a PPC, which is named after the weapon. It's 4 shots of grain alcohol poured into the brandy sniffer, which has been provided. However, this one is each of the 5 great houses and some of the clans have their own version, and the House Marek Free Worlds League one cuts it with 2 shots of Uzo, which have been provided thoughtfully as you are a Marikian mech warrior. Next to it is a coat patch with a cursive D wearing a top hat in the top left corner. The package has that same D logo and is addressed from Diongere Industries.
What do I know about Diongere?
That is a great question. Why don't you take those 2d6 and roll your corporate? Wow, we might have just invented an entirely new move for this based on your question. When you want to know more about an organization, roll corporate. That's
wow.
Yeah.
That's a 5.
Surely they aren't as grand and illustrious as Ronin Industries. I mean, that's a real corporation. Who are these Diongere people? You have no idea. What do you do with this drink and the patch? I mean, theoretically, someone wants you to either wear this patch or speak nicely about Diongere Industries at some point.
I think I will enjoy the drink, and then
your mouth goes numb while you drink it. Like, you physically, the drink is designed to do that. Like, if you try talking after this, you will slur your words. Not because you're drunk, but because your mouth is physically numb. Although, again, you are also drunk since you just drank 6 shots of alcohol.
Yes.
Grain alcohol.
And I suppose I will take the patch and I'll put it on my cooling vest. I won't put it up super high. I'll put it somewhere where I think that it will flash in and out of view from in the cockpit camera.
Interesting. Wow. Okay, playing it a little coyly. We'll see if our silent investor from Diongere approves of this. So several hours later, you find yourself sitting down across the studio from the artist formerly known as Little Drac. He introduces himself and says, "I'm sitting down with Kyle Morgan, a man with more class than most mech warriors that I've met." He reaches forward to shake your hand, which you've never seen him do in an interview before.
I will definitely shake his hand back.
Kyle, I appreciate your willingness to show up in a suit.
Well, I figure it's only proper to look your best as often as you can.
You would be surprised at the people who come through here.
I perhaps have been in the past.
Kyle, you're a relatively new mech warrior to this world, but I understand that mech warrioring is in your blood. Not only has your stable provided you with a Marauder, you have your own variant built by your family that you've brought with you?
Yes, I have. My Ronin is known for its production and innovation with both Marauders and Warhammers, and I in particular have taken a taste to the Marauder.
Now, what is this piece of equipment I've never heard of before on your mech? Is this a Ronin Industries special?
You're referring to some of the innovations on my personal battle mech.
Yes, the innovations. Let's talk about that.
It was an experimental venture that we decided to get into with, as we have noticed that, especially in years as we have tried really hard to continue to find more caches left behind by the Star League Defense Force, it occurred to the family that some innovation and change to the technologies that we currently use would be prudent and profitable. I have a particular prototype laser weapon on my personal mech that is, I suppose, to make sure I don't get overly technical, it is sort of the marrying of 2 large lasers together for a potent increased effect.
Incredible. prototype endosteel, prototype double heat sinks. The thing that I really love about this mech is how much, as you said, it speaks to Ronin Incorporated's innovation. During a time where others hadn't yet made the leap forward in technology, in 39, they were willing to put their name on the line and risk it all. And now, look how well it's worked for them. They've released the Marauder 5M. Everybody wants one. You can't walk 10 feet without someone wanting to find a claner to kill with one of the Marauder 5Ms. Ronin Incorporated has never been stronger.
Well, I appreciate your kind words and your accurate assessment.
Your opponent today will be Playmaker. I don't know if you know that much about them, but they're not one to speak for themselves. In fact, this masked contender has never spoken in a single match. They've only made themselves known through their lawyer who represents them at matches. Their attorney will not be here today, and so they will enter the ring without having spoken to me at all.
I find that while some enjoy making sure that they have a clarity in their message through words, I have a feeling that Playmaker is more of the kind that wishes to speak through his actions, and I'm looking forward to learning from him today.
So noble, so wise. My understanding is that you have changed the ammo loadout on your mech from slugs to cluster rounds. Is there... My understanding is that most mech warriors prefer to use slugs to kind of open up a mech to follow up with other smaller weapons, but you have chosen to do the opposite. What's your strategy behind this?
Well, it's a twofold. For one, I find that it makes it much easier to land some damage in a particularly vulnerable location, but I also find that the lack of certainty is honestly a little bit exciting.
Speaking of exciting, most of the betting for this match indicates it will be fought at extremely close range. A melee mech versus a pulse laser mech. Not a single long-range weapon to be found on either of these mechs. How do you intend on avoiding being destroyed by that hatchet?
I intend to utilize the mobility that Ronin has built into this model to try to ensure that while the range is still somewhat favorable to me, it is not overly favorable to my opponent.
Now, the odds are betting against you slightly, which I found to be rather unusual. Your opponent's hatchet arm contains multiple lasers, which can't be used while he's hatcheting with it. But Playmaker is a known entity on the planet, and he is unusually good with his jump jets. What do you have to say to those who doubt your capabilities in facing down Playmaker?
I hope to be able to show to those who are betting and those who may invest that that there is something to be said about having a technological edge.
A technological edge. We've seen before that others in your stable have either used that edge or fallen to it. Is technology what allows one to thrive on Solaris in these new times? We'll find out more once we're back from these commercial breaks. Are you special? Do you not fit in with the people around you? Ever wondered if there was more to life? There is. Free yourself from a life of serfdom within a great house. Serve a higher power. Open yourself to Blake. Comstar is waiting for you, providing neutral legal arbitration and communication that the universe turns on. Powered by faith and reason, advanced science, advanced spirituality. Give up your old life and join us anew. Belong, believe, become Blake.
Well, I think the reputation of the 5M has already spoken for itself, but I have found that in the field reports that we have gotten back that the pulse lasers themselves have been quite the interesting loadout paired with the ability to mount them utilizing the weight savings of a fusion engine. It is. And while that does present risk to the engine, this is something that we have found to be adequate for our current field tests. I think that the Axeman is a proven design, and the combination of hatchet and autocannon 20 ensure that proper respect is given.
Some at home are noting that I might have accidentally muted myself. It's a studio technical error. One easily solved. Fortunately, they were still listening to you. So, is there any intro sequence for you as you go through the Mech Gate and make your way towards Morris Pond Arena? I should describe for a moment that Morris Pond is a relatively new arena. It's not finished yet. It's in what 21st century folks would call early access release. You are playtesting the arena for future Solaris gladiatorial matches, like full combat matches.
Okay.
There is some measure of cover given with a huge number of trees, and if you need to cool down, which your mech does not, there is of course the pond. Any special intro sequence from Kyle?
No, he'll be in an APC driving along while a tech drives the Marauder, and there'll be speakers placed on the Marauder playing Sandstorm.
Darude Sandstorm?
Yeah.
Okay. Is this the official anthem of Ronin Incorporated?
it's certainly Kyle's. And he'll make a show of waving to the cameras before he steps in the APC and drive to the perimeter where he'll have to get in, and he'll change from his suit to his cooling vest and shorts in the APC.
All right. Let's roll for initiative. Just flat 2d6. I got a 9.
I got an 8.
All right, so I'll be picking which sides we'll be battling over. And I feel like the traditional left to right will work out for me, and I'll enter from the right.
Okay.
You'll have to place first, then I'll place. Within 3 hexes of the edge.
So I'm not able to see or interact with something here.
Oh, you can't see that thing?
I cannot, and I also...
What about this one? Oh, I see. It's still loading for you. Did that work? You look like you're interacting with it.
Ah, there we go. I can see it now, but I can't move it yet.
I thought you moved it just a second ago. So you need to select it and then hold it to pick it up. There you go.
Okay, it's just a little bit slow.
And while you are holding it, the mouse wheel will rotate it.
Ah, there we go.
Tabletop Simulator, first timer here.
1, 2, 3.
Well, it's this row of hexes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And just so it's previously established, there is a pyrotechnics rack on the back of the mech.
All right. Let's roll for match initiative. So Playmaker arrives silently with absolutely no fanfare at all. 4.
I got an 8.
Okay, so I'm moving first. I'm jumping 1, 2, 3.
Okay. That's one high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will run to there.
Is that the direction you end up facing?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then yeah, I'll face that direction.
All right. So you'll need a run die. They're up here, and their run bag, which has fallen over twice now. Put it right there. If you type a number while you're over top of the die, it will change to that face. You can also right click on dice and set their rotational value, which is which side they're facing.
Okay.
So for instance, you moved enough hexes that you have a red one.
Okay.
Can you are you within 18 hexes and or you want to shoot from there?
Let's see.
16, 17, 8, exactly 18 hexes by my count.
So I could try to hit with the LB, but let's see, a range of 18. That's long range is a 3?
Is a 4.
4.
So you're looking
plus
at...
my 1 for move is 5, plus his...
well, because you run,
7?
It's a +2.
8.
So the difficulty is a 12 to hit.
Sure.
4 for your base, 4 for the range, 2 for your run is 10, and 2 for the jump is 14. Or 12. Good luck. No.
Nope.
Yeah, just a wave of pellets sails around Playmaker as they rise through the air. Alright, we'll withdraw our dice.
This is a Donegal Broadcasting Company news alert.
7.
I also got a 7.
Let us reroll.
Ooh,
10.
I got a 3.
Alright, you're moving first.
1, 2, 3. Moving into woods cost 2 movement, right?
Correct. So it's 5 just to get to that woods.
And that was 1, 2, 3 is a walk, so I need a blue 1.
Well, it's not how far you move.
Green.
It's how fast you moved. So you had to move at your maximum rating, right? You had to move at 6 hexes.
I moved 5 hexes, which is a run.
Yeah, you had to move at run speed.
Okay.
So it'll be a red 1 again because you went 3 hexes, which was a 1. Yep. Okay, and I'm gonna jump 1, 2, 3, 4, and end up with a blue 2 because jumping generates an extra +1 dodge. The artist formerly known as Little Drac is just kind of sitting back. Your mechs can't see each other now because you're through too much woods. But you are closing closer and closer. And I think the people in the betting parlor are all raising tiny little axes and making like axe chopping motions. They're like plushy axes though, right? Like something you could bonk somebody with, or like little kids would use them. It's the Playmaker merch, and they know that you're getting in axe range. He's about to axe you a question. Let's roll for that initiative. 9.
11.
Blast. You will take 1 step forward. You're up.
We'll see. So the woods I'm in count for blocking line of sight, right?
Yes. Even if you move up to these woods, you'll still be blocking line of sight from each other. It's just too heavily wooded.
Okay.
Wow, this is real. We're really just gonna battle at short range right off the bat. It's gonna be a brutal opening round.
Yes, it is. Let's see, I've got to jump a 4, so I'm going to jump here.
Ah. Now you only have 2 woods to contend with.
And that needs to be... Let's see.
Alright, so now we're 10 hexes away from each other. Which puts you in large pulse laser range and medium LBX range.
Trying to make sure I get the right modifier on here. Jumped is 3.
How many hexes did you go?
I jumped 3 hexes.
Okay, so you're it's a 1 modifier for moving 3 hexes, and then a second for jumping. So it's a +2.
Okay.
Okay. Your outbound shot. Well, it depends if you want to shoot and what you want to shoot with.
I would like to shoot with my large pulses and the LB.
All right, so 4 for your piloting skill, or for your gunnery skill. +3 because you jumped is 7. Medium range brings it up to 9 for your LBX, and then your pulses would be at 11, but because they're pulse lasers, you get a -2. So it's just 9, 9, 9.
Okay, I'll start with the pulse lasers.
Oh, why is just? Oh, I'm sorry. There's also 2 woods in the way, so it's 11, 11, 11.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll start with the pulses. Ooh. Nope.
Like I said, you want to double tap that as well in the future, so you get 2
even
axes.
when I click.
Yeah, it's still only imparts 1 axis of motion.
Okay.
So close. So
and
close.
then the LB.
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, you let out a triple blast, but nothing's happening there. Your mech has no heat problems though, right? Like, except for jumping, you're really never going to have any problem.
Yeah, if I jump and alpha, I can generate a heat, I think.
Wow. That must be nice. I'm about to have all kinds of heat problems. 7. Not a good start for my premiere round.
Right, initiative?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I got a 9.
Oh, that's not what I want to hear. He jumps out to meet you.
Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he's out of the woods. I'm going to reverse 2 squares.
That'll take you 4 movement, so it's a walk of 0. Okay. Well, you just made this really difficult. So he has jumping jack, which means jumping is not a big of a problem for him. But those woods are a problem. So you're probably still about 10 hexes away.
Or 8 hexes.
8. All right, that's a lot easier. All right, you're in AC 20 range, so maybe that's worth the risk. 4 for his gunnery, 5 for jumping jack, 6, 7 for the woods. You didn't generate enough for anything else. So the autocannon will be an 11, and the large pulse laser will be a 9. So maybe just the large pulse laser. Feels really bad throwing 1 weapon at you when you throw a lot at me. Nope, I miss.
Okay.
So some trees in front of you explode as laser needles hit them and they catch on fire. It looks very dramatic.
Okay, so 8 hexes away is medium for the LB and still long for the large pulse lasers.
So you're looking at 4, 5 for your run, or for your walk, 6 for the tree, 7, 8 for his defensiveness. So the LBX will be at 10, and the lasers will be at 10 as well.
Okay. We will start with the pulse lasers.
A good call. You really want to open that up. Nope.
Oof.
Yes.
Ooh, there we go.
Center torso. the most delicious of torsos. Large pulse laser is 9 points of damage.
Yes.
All right, it's a solid center point hit on the Axeman, who's like jumped out. There's no place to hide. There's just water in every direction, and then laser needles all over the mech start evaporating and running armor.
And as soon as he lands a hit, a firework launches from the back of the Marauder.
Just a rude sandstorm start playing again.
No, I've got plans for that.
All right.
I miss with the autocannon.
Okay. No heat problems here. You probably don't have any either. Let's withdraw our dice and move to the next round. Five. This is not the round I want to roll low on. No.
7.
Nothing to do but pursue.
Hmm.
Now be careful, because if you jump into water, you have to make a piloting skill check.
Yeah.
And if you have leg jump jets, which you do, you won't be able to jump back out, because they'll be flooded.
Let's see. And the axe is on his right side. Yep. I think we're gonna have a brutal round because I want
Yeah.
my guy wants to have some excitement.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4 for a walk,
Okay.
and that's 2
You're right.
hexes, so he gets a 1.
You need to go 3 hexes to get a +1.
Okay.
The charges up here on the attack modifiers. So it'll be a 0. Okay, you're right. This is going to be a brutal round. 4, 5 for jumping jack. No other defensive modifier. So yeah, I'm just gonna anti-alpha strike easily. Not really, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I don't have a lot of choice. You kind of outgun me if I'm not in melee range, so I gotta throw everything I got. So it's all short range, so 5, 3 for the large pulse laser. So it'll be 5 for the AC-20, 3 for the large pulse, and then 3 5s for medium lasers. So I'm gonna commit to the alpha strike. I think what happens is people are watching in the bars, and there's like, in one of the virtual screens, we see some old wise saltbeard who's like sipping at a beer, and he goes, "There's no chance he's gonna move in close. He's got the jump jets. He can keep that melee fighter at range for days." And then you move forward, and he's like, "Oh," and like everyone around the old man just like, "Yeah, melee battle." All right, so AC-20, looking for a 5. Oh boy, that hurts deeply. For the folks at home that aren't watching the screen physically, that's a 4. Wow, I was really betting a lot on that. 9 damage to the left torso with a large pulse laser blast. It's probably nothing for you. Oh, that's right, your torsos are actually kind of weak.
They are.
5 damage center torso with a medium laser 1. 5 damage center torso, a second medium laser, and that is enough to trigger a piloting skill test. And right leg takes 5 damage.
Okay.
Pilot check. Please hit me with your best shot back.
Do we want to roll the shooting or the piloting first?
We do the piloting at the end.
Okay. So I'm at short range with everything.
Are you gonna do it? You're gonna blast with everything? There's no reason not to, really.
Absolutely.
Four,
So it's
5 for your walk,
and
-2 for all the pulse lasers. So it's 5, 3, 3, 3, 3.
all right.
Oh, this is gonna be bad. You're not the only one who's gonna be walking away with a piloting skill check.
Well, let's start with the large pulses.
All right, so those are 3s.
That would have been nice earlier. Let's see. Location is 4, and we're on the right arm for 9.
Okay, right arm for 9.
Second large pulse
That's my
laser.
chopping arm.
It also hits for the right torso for 9 damage.
Okay, looking a little not so good on that side. What else you got?
Yes. Medium pulses are 6 damage. 6 damage to the right torso. Oh, I'm sorry, no, center torso.
Yep.
And then, let's see, 6 damage to the right torso.
Yep, that's super bad. That right torso has 6 armor left. And there's a XL fusion engine in there, so this could be over very quickly.
And I got a 12 on the cluster roll for the LB.
Oh, the one thing I literally didn't want to have happen. All right.
So that's all 10 hit for the LB10.
Yeah, where's the first one hit?
You want me to roll the groups of 5 dice at the top for location?
No, take the 10 that's there first.
Okay, the 10, so 1 damage to the left arm.
All right, now roll those 5 dice. 5 sets of dice. Well, that's a headshot.
So 1 point to the head.
Yep.
And then 1 point to the right torso. And 1 point to the left torso.
Yep, concur. Center torso through armor critical and another headshot. Son of a... Wow. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. We're not even done yet, is the thing.
How do we do that through armor critical?
So what you're going to do is you're just going to throw the normal dice, and we'll see what that critical roll comes up as. Yep, it's
11.
A double internal center torso critical. Wow, this LBX is doing work, and we're still only 6 shots in. 3, 6 is a gyro hit, so now I need to make a second piloting skill test on top of 2 consciousness tests. This might be over already. 1, 3 is an XL fusion engine. So I also have +5 heat. Wow.
Ooh, that's going to be nice, especially since the Alpha Strike, right?
Yeah, it's not going to be good. Please roll 4 more dice.
Let's see, 1 more damage to the right arm. 1 more damage to the center torso. 1 more damage to the left leg. And 1 more damage to the center torso.
Well,
that
the last
double
couple
headshot.
Yeah, double headshots aren't good. All right, so I need to make a 3 and then a 5 to not go unconscious. Okay, the 3 is good. 5 is also good. Oof, barely. All right, now we both need to make piloting skill tests. I need to make 2 of them, and the difficulty is going to be my piloting skill +1 for 20 points of damage, +3 for gyro hit. So it's 4 + 4 is I need 2 8s, so I'm almost certainly going down. You only need to hit a 5. All right, first one is double 6s, which is good. Second one is 10, which is also good. Playmaker jumps across. You blast him with everything. It's getting through all the chicks. He gets hit in the head twice. We get the internal view of his cockpit where he's still wearing the Playmaker mask. Blood is streaming down the side of his face and down of his mouth. His teeth are blood red. His lips are blood red. His mech is shaking, but he stays tall with the hatchet.
As soon as those pellets find their way into critical components, Sandstorm starts playing again from the back of the Marauder, and more fireworks go off for every hit.
You need to make a 5 piloting skill roll.
I rolled it.
Oh,
I got
you did.
5.
You did, and you got exactly what you needed. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now let's talk heat.
Let's see.
So I jumped for 4. So I build 35 points of heat, which brings me to 15 heat.
I walked for 1 and alphaed for 30, and I for 31, and I dissipate 32.
I slap the shutdown button furiously to keep from shutting down, and I now have a +2 penalty to shoot.
And -3 movement. Oof.
Well, I'm probably just gonna jump for the rest of the match, so who cares?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, like the betting odds that favored Playmaker suddenly fall out of the sky, and people are getting up from the bar and like leaving their ticket on the bar, knowing that they're about to lose heavily. Probably some young kid that's like wearing a business suit as well in a bar. He's like clutching his ticket with your name on, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get rich." Oh wow, double 1s on initiative. I'm being betrayed.
I got a 4 in initiative, so I'm really happy about
Kyle
that.
Morgan, you're insane. You're insane. This is unbelievable. I need to find a way to back off and not die, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you're not going to let me go, huh?
No.
That's a good plan.
I'm willing to risk that AC 20. Because Kyle Morgan is about taking risks. I'm going to jump forward 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to continue this short range nonsense.
Well, you're right that it's nonsense, but this might be the end of Playmaker. Yikes. What can I shoot back with that won't cause me to explode? I can only dissipate 15 heat, and because I jumped for 4, I need 11. I can fire my large pulse laser. Or my AC 20. Well, I think it's going to be down to the AC 20 then, for sure.
Let's see. I jumped for a defensive of 1 because I moved 4 hexes.
That it's a +1 when you jump as well.
Okay. It's a 2.
Okay, so I've got 4, 5 for jumping jack, and 6, 7 for your jump. Then +2 for my heat problems. So I'm a 9 on an AC 20, and I'm really hoping it hits. Nope. He lets out a barrage of super large autocannon shells, and they just go underneath your mech, in between the legs area. The Marauder touches down with no problem, ready to retaliate.
All right.
What do you got for me?
So 4 +2 from his jump is 6, plus 3 for my jump is 9, -2 is 7.
That sounds right.
For the pulses, and
Did you
I guess a
include
9
the
for the
tree?
OB.
Sorry.
I did not. So 8 for the pulses and 10 for the LB.
That sounds right.
Okay.
That LB is just gonna tear me up right now. If it hits.
If it hits, that's the trick. So I'll start with the large pulse lasers. I need 8s. Miss with the first.
Ooh.
Oof.
One of your lasers fails to fire, and in the lower left-hand corner, mid-30s guy with like a little bit of chin hair, like a chibi, shows up with a hard hat that says RAD Mechworks. It says, "Visit your local mech distributor today. You got problems." As your large pulse laser, like you see the energy flowing into it, but nothing comes out. Like there's no spray of laser bolts.
And Kyle will take a look at the screen. Notes for the mech tech.
No! No!
9 is left leg for 6.
Well, this is the cluster weapon, right?
No. This was the medium pulses.
Oh,
I haven't gotten that far yet.
Thank goodness. All right, left leg for 6.
Yeah.
Ooh, could have been bad.
Could have been. I'm still hopeful.
You should be hopeful. It's worked out pretty well.
Okay, and the other pulse will shoot in the head for 6.
You still aren't into the cockpit yet, but it's sure not great for this guy.
And then we'll see if that LB hits.
He is still conscious. Oh, I forgot to add +2 for all of his head damage as well. The LBX misses.
It does.
Oh, but it had a 12 cluster rating. Ooh, yikes.
Oh, I can
You're a scary guy. Oh, you can spend an edge. You have 1 point of edge if you want to reroll the red dice. Yeah.
Ooh.
Just select them.
And I can reroll one or both of them?
You can reroll one or both. You need a 10, right, though, so you're going to want to reroll both. Ooh, nope.
It was worth a try, though, with a cluster of 12.
Yeah, it sure was. Especially with the first shot going right there onto the center torso. Just need to get through that. Your opponent's been hit in the head 3 times now. He's like almost ready to be out of the match at this point. You can see on one of the screens that switches to like behind each of you is like the opposite screen from you is your mech bay, and you could see on his mech bay like his lawyer is ready to like surrender at this point because he's been hit so many times in the head.
How many I need to hit him in the head? He needs to take 6 pilot hits to die?
If he takes 6 pilot hits, he's actually dead for real.
I will open comms to him. Can I do private comms to him?
You can, but it should be, I should remind you that Playmaker has never been heard to speak before.
Okay. I would like to open private comms to him, knowing that I'm not going to get an answer.
Okay.
Good sir, I can tell that you must be gravely wounded in there. Please surrender so we can share a drink after the match. I do not wish to accidentally kill you.
I'd say roll plus 2d6 plus your entertainer. See if we can sell this. That's an 8.
I've got to look at what my entertainer is.
It's not going to be a +2, so.
No, it's not going to be a +2.
It also can't be a -2, so you're solidly in the 7 and 9 range.
My entertainer is, oh, that's the wrong one. Here we go. That's the right sheet. My entertainer is a -1.
Okay, so you have a 7, which puts you in the 7 to 9 range. So you could see, like, from the blood streaming down his face. Now he's got a wound on his right arm. He looks at his manager, and his manager shakes his head. And then he slaps the shutdown button on his mech, and his manager is just like, "No, what are you doing?" As his mech just shuts down on the battlefield, and like everyone is shocked that Playmaker is surrendering, but like someone is just like, "Get a medic out there! He's wounded! Somebody help him!"
I would like to move my mech to be right next to his.
Oh.
And have some fireworks go off while I exit. I would like to exit my mech and walk over to his mech.
Yeah?
I want to be there with the emergency crew when they pull him out.
He will exit and ride down, but it's his left arm is like wrapped around a rope so that he, even if he lets go, he's not going to fall. Okay. I mean, it's not like he's going to fall over and die anytime soon, but he does require immediate medical attention. And the medics are like flying out there in a helicopter to come get him. I mean, he's probably going to walk away with a few scars from this battle, but he pulls out a flask and drinks from it and then hands it to you.
I will take the flask and take a swig and hold out my hand to shake his hand.
He shakes your hand.
And I'll look up towards where I presume the cameras are looking and say,
"They're everywhere."
This was an excellent match. I have learned so much, and I'm so grateful to my opponent.
I think several minutes later, we'll find you seated. Are you still in your Mech Warrior gear, or do you go to your interview in a suit again?
I've changed.
Okay.
I'm going to be
Have
back
you
in my
also
suit.
like showered?
Yeah, I've got like a chemical deluge, so I can take a real quick shower.
The artist is sitting in his chair. He's sitting back. He's got a note card in his hand, and he just says, "Incredible. It's not that Playmaker is a top-rated contender, but they've never surrendered before, and it seems as if you had some sort of moment out there with your opponent. Care to share with the audience more what happened there that the microphones might not have picked up?"
I'm not entirely sure all of what Playmaker was or wasn't thinking at the time, but I'm glad that he took the opportunity for us to learn again from each other in the future.
I think it's fair to say that you controlled this match from beginning to end. Would you agree?
I think that I managed to maintain a fortunate position.
Would you say luck played any part in your strategy, or was that pure skill we saw on the battlefield?
I think there's a component to luck to every fight. Skill and technology can certainly give you an edge, but there is always a component of whether or not the universe smiles upon you. And I think this match, the universe certainly smiled on me.
It would seem as if your superior technology won out. 3 hits to an enemy mech's head, 2 with your new technology, LBX-10 cluster rounds, which some would have called a crazy bet. One that you clearly have won.
Even if you have an edge, it still feels good to bet.
The armor damage your mech is walking away with today is essentially totally superficial.
Yes, I do have some notes for the mech techs. As always, everything can be improved.
Very well. If you had one thing you could say to your sponsors, to your fans, to those who got you here, perhaps to your company at home, what would you add?
As long as I am allowed to continue to participate, I will continue to showcase the excellent innovations of Ronin. And to any that may choose to invest in either myself or the stable that I'm here to represent, I think that you will find a large amount of spirit among us as contenders.
Is there anything you would say to your fellow gladiators? I know that Apex Dragons has been a contentious bunch. Some of them seem to be in alignment. Others seem to be willing to take on all contenders. What's your take from inside the stable?
I think for some, there are different priorities for different pilots. I think in the end, we're all looking to challenge ourselves.
Wow, that's a really good answer. Out of character, that was a great answer. KainDamael with what might have been the fastest matchup we've seen so far. Kain, I'd say it was amazingly lucky, but you brought the mech and you piloted it in the way it needed to be piloted to take this guy down.
I was super worried about that AC-20 and that hatchet, given I really needed to hug them in order to use the pulse lasers.
Yeah, well, it never even became a factor.
I just got super lucky on initiative to make sure that I couldn't close the melee.
Yeah. I don't know what to say, so congratulations on that. We do have to do your end of week stuff, so let's take a look at character archetype. So you're going to get 1 experience for participating in a battle.
Okay.
Let's see what else we got here. You're going to pick up 1 point of stress for participating in a match.
Okay.
And that's it. No additional stress. So you have a full week to do whatever you want with it, to train yourself, maybe to relax and de-stress that 1 point away, or learn more about possible contenders, make a business deal. What would Kyle spend his time doing?
I think after that match, he would look at how Playmaker piloted, and at least for just this week, at least do a little bit of training, and see if he can't learn from the strategies employed by his opponent.
Okay. So mark down an additional point of experience for spending the week in piloting training. Okay. Oh, and are you pulling what Stonar did? You're rerunning the same battle over and over again to learn how to pilot like your opponent and avoid getting in melee range with a jump mech?
I think what he's going to be doing is he's going to go to a simulator and load up a program to run as an axeman and see if he can't get into the head of his opponent and understand what his opponent might have been trying to think or strategize.
Interesting. Who was it in Gladiator Stable that was running the mech fight? Oh, it was Salty Maker. That was running a Kintaro versus Blackjack match for his future battle. Can't wait for that. That's going to be a good one. Kain, amazing work. Incredible work here. Anything you want to add to the audience before we head on out?
I think this whole concept in and of itself is very neat. So I'm glad to be a part of it.
Thank you. You know, we've been working towards something like this for many months. Hard to say exactly how long, but a long time. And it's frustrating and challenging and really great to get it on the internet. So, and of course, we're still improving it. We invented 2 new moves. Training gets you +1 experience for the week, and if you want to know more about your opponent or an organization, roll corporate. So thank you for helping me do that.
I'm also looking forward to seeing how many different moves we can test out with the variety of profiles that have been chosen in the stable.
Okay.
Some of them are very interesting, that's for sure.
Yeah, some of them aren't really related to being a mech warrior. They're almost all related to being an entertainer. And some people took those options, so I'm very interested to seeing how they work.
Me too.
So just for the folks at home, you took patron, and you're not the only one who's taken patron. Okay. But part of being a patron is that you can kick off an exploration to find a SDLF Lost Tech cache of SDLF brand mechs. So that is going to cost 3 wealths, and it will bring back 3 light mechs. In doing so, you'll get one of the mechs, and the 2 others will be decided on by the stable as to who they will go to.
Okay.
I think you're going to try to kick yours off, and the other patron is also going to try to kick theirs off. So we'll see which one people want to invest in. Maybe both. Who knows? Maybe people just like SDLF light mechs. We could just see a bunch of like wasps. Just a ton of wasps.
I mean, those light matches, those will be fun. It's kind of its own form of rocket tag.
Huh. Did my own sheet just, if you spend the week training, gain 1 experience. That's probably going to be how a lot of people choose to spend their time if they're not dying of stress. All right. Any closing thoughts before we head out for the day?
Nope. I'm looking forward to the continuation of this playtest, though.
Okay. You're going to be back for Wave 3?
Yes.
All right. Well, that'll be sometime in January. I'll talk to you again then, although obviously we'll be in contact on Gladiator Chat. Thank you so much, Kain.
Thank you very much.